Look at your last 7 days and now copy them about 500 times. Is that the life you want? Here is how most people waste their 20s and 30s without noticing. Stay up till 2 a.m. in the morning. Never learn anything new. Take the safe job. Listen to what your uncle has to say and at the end give up and quit. Do that for 90 days, then 900 days. You don't wake up miserable overnight. You slowly drift. One snooze, one I'll do it tomorrow, and one more video at 1:47 a.m. 10 years later, you are a zombie. You clock in and out into a job that you hate. You have no hobbies, no friends, no fire and ambition, and you hate the person you sleep next to. It doesn't have to be you. Stay with me. I will give you the 5 tiny switches that will change your trajectory starting tonight. My name is Adrian, and my mission is to help you speak English fearlessly, work globally, and live without limits. After watching this video, you will see 5 little traps that are quietly ruining your life, and I will show you how to use them to your advantage. I was 15 or maybe 16 at the time, and I come from a small town in Poland, so there isn't really a lot of ambitious people around. And I remember that I've never actually thought that you decide on your own life, that you have the ability to change your own life. I thought that you get dealt a certain card like a lottery ticket, and that's what you get forever. So my behavior reflected that belief. I used to play video games mindlessly all day. I would eat a lot of junk food and unhealthy stuff that would ruin my body. I was obese. I had back pain like an old man at the age of 16. And I felt like my life was going nowhere. But it seemed normal because that's what everybody around me thought, right? So it wasn't like a thing out of the ordinary, out of the norm. But the thing was, I remember listening to advice of all the people around me who said, you should pick a job that gives you a lot of money, that pays a lot. Nobody asked them what I like to do, what my preferences were, or whether I should pursue this or that. They all just gave me that cookie cutter bullshit advice of do what pays the most. That was the advice that I was given as a teenager, and honestly there was no spark in pursuing that. At the same time, my sleep hygiene was terrible. I would stay up all night, play video games first, stuff my face with junk food, and later just watch videos until I would numb myself. I wouldn't feel any feelings and I would fall asleep. And then I would repeat that day over and over again without any changes, without noticing how my life was deteriorating, how I was slowly on a downward spiral. Everything was becoming a little bit worse. My body was becoming a little bit worse. My mindset, my relationships, the prospects for my future were also becoming darker and darker. My knowledge was only getting smaller because I wasn't reading books. And I felt like that was going to be it. And I think that people around me also thought that that was going to be it. But there came one turning point. I remember I came back home after a short walk, because I used to go on walks whenever I felt like I spent too much time inside, and I would spend 12 hours, 13 hours at home, so it was a lot. There was no activity going on, so I would go outside, and I came back this one evening, and I remember by pure accident I saw this video from Tai Lopez, who was an online entrepreneur at the time. And this was one of his most famous videos where he takes out his phone and he shows his Lamborghini, right? This is what spoke to me at the time. So he shows his Lamborghini and says, this Lambo is cool, but you know what is better? And then he turns around and he shows his bookshelf and he says, knowledge. And he explained in that little ad video that it's not the Lambo that is valuable for him, that it was the knowledge, it was the things that build the Lambo. And at the moment, I actually couldn't register it in my mind because it was a complete 180 shift, a complete change from what I believed, because I didn't value knowledge at all. I thought that people who were successful, who were prosperous, either got lucky or maybe they had rich parents. To be quite honest with you, I think I didn't even consider that at the moment. I was just accepting my reality for whatever it was, and I didn't think about people who had a better situation than me because it probably would have been too hurtful. So I watched that video and it sparks something in me. It starts a fire, a small fire at first, but I realized that maybe there is something to what he said. Maybe knowledge really is powerful. Maybe understanding certain things and being able to explain them and use them in my life is something useful. And from that moment, there is a little switch that flips in my head. And what happens is I decide that maybe I should start accumulating knowledge. And Ty was promoting reading books, especially. That was his big thing. You can see my big bookshelf behind me, so I applied the advice, I guess, with a lot of success. But I start reading a little bit, not too much. I remember I bought my first book, which probably you could still find somewhere in there. This was a book about investing, Warren Buffett's way or something like that. I didn't know what I was buying. I just went into a bookshop and bought the first book that talked about like money and knowledge because I didn't have money. So I buy the book. I started reading it. I remember actually I implemented a ritual. So I would sit down and I would put on a time clock for 60 minutes with a book. And I realized how long 60 minutes was only after I had started the first session. But from that moment, I changed my trajectory. This little decision changed how my life was going to go in the future. And right now, this might be the moment that you are in. So you might be in a terrible situation. You might feel like you are hopeless, like you can't get out of the situation. You might be where I was, living in a small town without anyone who's surrounding you to show you what is possible in the world and how you can change your life. And I want this video to be your wake-up call. I want this video to be like Ty's video to me was my wake-up call. I want my video to be your wake-up call. And I'm just paying it forward. I'm giving you the thing that I received because without it, I don't know what would have happened to me, honestly. I don't know where I would be right now. I don't know whether I would be happy, not happy, alive or dead. But that video changed the path that I was on significantly. Total butterfly effect, right? Something small that changes the situation or the events completely. And the most beautiful part about it was that my life started reflecting what I did consistently. This is the mirror principle that I will teach you today. And I've never looked back. I started building momentum. So I started first by reading books, then I started improving my health, then I started improving my social skills, but it wasn't all at once. So don't think that you have to do all of those habits at once. I started with like small action of buying a book, then actually sitting down and with a time clock, measuring how much time I spent reading the book, so I actually learned the lessons. And the next traps that we will go into were all present in my life at the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you each trap. I will describe how it hooks you, how it works, and then I will tell you how you can turn that trap into your advantage, how you can actually use it to get out of the situation that you are in. The first trap that was omnipresent, that was everywhere in my life, was sacrificing tomorrow for today, which is the reverse of gratification, delayed gratification. So I was going for instant gratification, pleasure right now over progress in the future, versus delayed gratification, which is pain right now, pleasure in the future, progress in the future. And a quick one was, so whenever I would finish playing games in the evening, I could have gone to bed at, let's say, 10 or 11 or maybe 11:30 p.m. It wouldn't be perfect, but it also wouldn't be so bad. But what happened was, since I had no goals, no ambitions, or no things to do, I would just lay in bed and I would watch videos till my eyes would close. I'm not going to mention how bad it is for your health and for your sleeping patterns, because when you're looking at a screen, your body is basically getting a signal like it's looking at sunlight. So your body is releasing cortisol and stress hormones because it's thinking that it's daylight and sunlight. But I was sacrificing the next day because I knew I would wake up knackered, exhausted and tired without energy to do anything. But to me, I was like having fun, like watching videos, right? And it didn't have that much of a pleasure effect. Like I wasn't excited. It was more of a numbing effect of like killing my emotions and killing my drive. But I well knew that the next day would be destroyed, that it would be terrible. So sacrificing tomorrow for today is the first trap that you are probably falling into right now. So think about the ways where you are sacrificing tomorrow for today, when you are taking away from tomorrow's progress in the context of getting pleasure for it today. Now, the trick is to just switch it. It's all the rules just need to be inverted. So you take the rule that is ruining your life, the trap that is ruining your life, and you're changing it into the positive equivalent. So instead of sacrificing tomorrow today, I want you to sacrifice today for tomorrow. I want you to build something. It doesn't have to be crazy in the beginning. Please start small. Let go of your ego. I spent years just because I felt like doing the small habits that actually lead to growth was somehow too good for me, that I was too good for doing it. And when I started, it actually turned out that, it was just my ego protecting me from doing something that was valuable for me. So just let go of that ego. And what I would tell you is just start with something really, really small that you can stick to. Stick to something for 30 days or for 60 days. 15 minutes of reading per day, that would be huge progress for someone who's not reading. And that thing also, it will build your confidence because you will teach yourself that you're someone who sticks to things when they want to. So that huge change has a huge impact on your future in a way. And to sum it up, it's like not only this, I gave you one story about sleeping because it was very specific, but the thing is there were many behaviors that I was doing. I was overall just like living in the now, but not like being present and grateful. I was just taking away from tomorrow's progress into the name of like pleasure today. The next one was actually, it was present at this story that I explained to you, but it also happened a few times later. So maybe not to come back to the story. The second one is don't learn. So first, sacrifice tomorrow for today, then don't learn. And I remember many times in my life where I stopped learning because I thought I was too good. Now, of course, I wasn't learning at 15, 16 because I thought that there was no benefit to knowledge. Silly me, right? Looking back at it now, you can only connect the dots going backwards. You cannot connect them going forwards. But what happened is then later on, so I've already started growing. I've already started doing the self-improvement habits of reading books, of going to the gym, of trying to do some projects, right, and work and start a business. But there came a moment, and this was when I started my first business, where I stopped learning. More specifically, I read a lot of books going into that event. So I prepared to starting my first business, which was a social media marketing agency. So I read books about starting a business. I watched courses, YouTube videos, whatever to prepare for it. But after starting it, so there is this build-up moment, and I am waiting, preparing, delaying a little bit because I was scared to start the business. And after that, I stopped learning. Zero. Because in my brain, learning came before doing, and then when you start doing, you stop learning, which actually probably ruined my results in that thing. Because if I applied that knowledge at the same time as I was learning it, then I would get the context of what I was learning and I would be able to apply it in that thing, right? The example I always give is, think about, you have never ridden a bike. Imagine this situation, and you look at someone who's riding a bike, and you're trying to learn to ride a bike by looking at them. Will you succeed? Probably no, right? You know that, like, you can't. You only learn how to ride a bike by riding the bike. So if you read 1,000 books on riding a bike, but you've never actually sat on a bike, you will not be able to ride the bike, obviously, because you need to do things to learn things. But I think that if you read books about how to ride a bike and then you rode the bike, you tried to learn to ride the bike at the same time, it would go faster. So this probably cost me success in that first business, and there was a lot of failure that I had to go through because I didn't actually put in the hours into learning this stuff. Actually, I thought that, oh yeah, I learned everything and that now I'm going to go and succeed in this business model. But the thing was, I forgot most of what I've learned, and I stopped actively seeking knowledge. I was also looking at this project as a thing to succeed with, not as a thing to learn with. So now what I do is, every single thing that I do, I look at as training. So every video that I record is just training for future me, for future videos, because my speaking skill is becoming better with each video. Same thing for writing. Whenever I write a newsletter, by the way, go to my website, sign up for the newsletter. It's probably the best piece of work I have all week. It's adriansikorski.com, ADRIANSIKORSKA.com. Because it was a hard name probably to pronounce. You can find it in the description. Sign up, best piece of work. But whenever I write a newsletter, it's not because I want to succeed in writing, it's because I want to become a better writer. And I also know that becoming a better writer makes me a better thinker. So when I practice writing, when I actually sit down and write, I know that I'm also practicing thinking. And it shows in everything that I do, in the way that I express my thoughts, in the way that I analyze situations. So just looking at things as training, everything is training for future you, right? So that client meeting that you have, that job interview that you are going for, that challenge that you need to face, that workout that you're going through, it's all practice for future you. So that's the mindset that I want you to carry going forward. Next one is playing it safe. So play it safe. We started sacrifice tomorrow for today, don't learn, and play it safe. Just a trifecta, but we have 5 today, so there's more fire to come. Why play it safe? Well, what everybody told me was to take the job that paid the most. So to me, it was, I wanted to become a lawyer because that was the best job that I could have thought of. I don't like blood. I was never good at math or biology, so engineering or medicine was out of the question. The only possible profession that came to my mind was being a lawyer. So I said, okay, I am going to become a lawyer. Now, the thing is, I've never actually considered what a job of a lawyer is. So I watched American movies or stuff like that, but Obviously, that's not the job of a lawyer. The job of a lawyer is drafting documents and logically creating arguments to get your clients to win something or not to lose something, or to protect your clients. But I don't think it was like terrible choice of a career. I think that being a lawyer is actually a great career if it's meant for you. But the problem was I didn't actually consider what I wanted to do. Therefore, I wasn't as motivated to pursue it. So because I didn't choose the thing I wanted, I wasn't motivated to go after it, because it's like something that others picked for me a little bit. And it was taking the safe path. Luckily, I had a moment, and this is a story for another video, where I snapped back out of it and I actively took control and made the decision to go with the path of being an entrepreneur or being a business owner, because that's something that I was really passionate about. But I think I've wasted about 2 to 3 years just like considering I want to be a lawyer, yes, this is my future, and just being split between decisions. Where if I would have gone entrepreneur 100% from the beginning, I would have made progress that much quicker. So what I want you to do is take the risky path. Whenever you have two options, whenever you have the safe path and you have the risky path, which, by the way, if we go into this, the risky path is just because other people told you it's risky. It's probably less risky than you think. For example, if you want to be an entrepreneur, business owner, people are like, oh my God, I don't have a job, and if I start being an entrepreneur, I will go bankrupt or whatever. Well, the thing is, if you have a job, you have one person that you are probably dependent on. Think about it. If your boss all of a sudden starts hating you tomorrow, you're gone. Bye-bye to your job. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you have 100 customers, 200 customers, 500 customers. If one person doesn't like you, then you can find another person, right? So you're also much less dependent on other people. You didn't think about it like that, probably, but yeah, this is true. And I think that just taking the riskier path, the path that's more painful in the short term, is the right choice, because your brain doesn't want you to take the path that's more painful in the short term. It wants to delay the pain. It wants to push the pain forward into the next day, decade, whatever. But what I want you to do is look at the two paths, pick the one that's more painful, pick the one that you actually want to walk on, pick the one that you truly in your heart believe is for you, not the one that other people told you is for you. And that's where all the growth that you're looking for will happen. It will not happen in the path that's chosen for you by others. It will happen on the path that you choose for yourself. That might sound absurd to others. That might sound that it's not going to work, that you are crazy. But the price of that rejection, the price of greatness, is just the thing you need to pay for separating from the tribe, right? And building on your own for a little bit. And that's the no period that every successful person has to go through. The period of not listening to the environment so that they can do the thing that they want. That perfectly leads us to the last one, which is listen to what everyone else has to say. Usually the average person is terrible in everything. Think about the average person in your country. What is their bank account? Well, it's probably negative, right? They have zero money. If we calculate their net worth, so their assets, the things that they have money in versus their liabilities, so the things that they need to pay, loans to the bank, for example, it will come out negative. So money, zero. Okay, now think about the average relationship. 50-60% of people get divorced nowadays. And most people don't even have a romantic relationship. So that's average. Think about the satisfaction. Most people are sad. And from that sad part, a lot of people are depressed. A lot of people don't want to be alive. They just don't want to get up and do something in the morning. So when it comes to health, just go into a place, public place, and look at the people around you. Find someone who is in 6 or 7 out of 10 shape. it's a challenge, honestly. That's not to say that they are bad people. They just don't have the knowledge, right? Coming back to our Teister, they don't have the knowledge to improve their finances, improve their relationship, improve their happiness, improve their health. They just don't know any better. Doesn't make them wrong. And it's your mission as someone who knows to educate them, to talk to them, to tell them, hey, try this, try that, right? And that is going to make you a leader, someone who can guide the people that, especially the people that you love, from that life of misery, sadness, depression, obesity, and poverty. You can take them with you, right? But only if you do it first for yourself. So the message is, don't listen to the crowd, because the average person, we've already discussed their results in life, you don't want those results. If you want those results, go ahead, I will not stop you. But if you don't, just listen closely because you are not perfect. You don't know everything. So who do you listen to? You listen to the people who, one, have already achieved the life you want. This is number one criteria. So if they haven't achieved the life thing, goal you want, you don't listen to them because they have no knowledge on how to get there. I remember I had this guy who was, every time that I saw him, was asking me what I am going to study at the university. Every single time. Imagine this, you see someone say, hi, hello, how are you? What are you going to study? You need to go to study. You're going to ruin life all the time. Meanwhile, this guy was working like 16-hour shifts. He wasn't spending time with his family and stuff like that. And that wasn't the life that I wanted. But he was trying to teach me his way of life, which he knew nothing about my goals. He knew nothing about my past. He knew nothing about the things that I wanted to do. But he was trying to hammer into me his beliefs about the way life should be lived. And I'm just furious thinking about it, because for a moment I was considering whether I should listen to him, right, or no. But I wish I could take my younger self, just like put him on the shoulder, hey, look at this guy's life. You want this? If yes, follow. If not, ignore. Just close your eyes, like blinders that horses have. Don't listen to this guy. This guy is just trying to put you on his program, on the program that society gave him. You want to be on a different program? Let's get you on your different program. Listen to people who actually have the things that you want. This is what's going to get you. So first, you listen to people who have the things, goals, lifestyle you already want. Second one is they want you to win. So these two, very small number of people, because there can be people who have the life that you want, but they don't want you to win. So you need to match these two conditions. Now, if you are not able to find someone who's a mentor, someone who's going to guide you toward the life you want, although it's very easy, you can just join a program, join a community, find a mentor, reach out to them, shoot them a message. You can shoot me a message and I will tell you what we can do together. But find someone who's going to guide you toward that better life, toward the life that you want, someone who's going to give you the steps and who's going to break down lessons that they've learned the hard way. But if you can't do this, what you can implement is you do something that I've learned from Alex Hermosi, which is you do a consultation, like a mentorship call with your older self. So you actually create a document on your computer, you create it, and then you chat with yourself, but you go to yourself who's already 85 years old, who has already achieved all the things that you want, because they have the knowledge on how to get there, and they also they want you to win. So you're actively you're asking questions as yourself, and then you're responding, you're stepping into the role of 85-year-old you who has already achieved the thing that you want, right? Very simple. You can do it right now, free. Your IQ, by the way, will go up by 30 points when you are talking as your 85-year-old self. It's a beautiful experience. And now the last one, you can still do all 4 things and succeed, provided that you don't do that 5th one. And that 5th one is give up. If you give up, then you have no chance of ever building the life that you want. A life full of satisfaction, happiness, and joy. It's never going to come to you. And I don't mean only give up by saying that you give up, because you will not say that you give up. People don't say that they give up, actually. But when you look at their actions, that's where you see that. You see that they have given up, that they are not going to pursue things anymore, that they are not going to step out of your comfort zone. So the give up part, it's not really about just saying, oh yes, I give up, because people don't say that. Their ego will not allow them to say that, oh, I'm strong, I will not give up. But looking at their actions, you can spot, oh, this person is not trying to improve. This person is actually not trying to make something out of their life. And you will see that, and you can tell much more about a person looking at not their words. Words are just words. They can say things, but look at their actions, the things they do. Just divorce what people say about themselves from what you think about them. Just look at their actions. Just look at what they do. It will make your life so much easier, and your opinions about people so much clearer. So look at the things that people do. Now the thing for you is, if you don't give up, even if you sacrifice tomorrow for today, you play it safe in the beginning, you don't learn, and you also listen to what everyone else has, but you don't give up. You keep on trying, because maybe these are just mistakes. You would still succeed. So the last one is the most important one. Never quit. There's this quote, most people die at 25 and get buried at 75. That's the definition of giving up. Just people quitting on their dreams, quitting on their hobbies, quitting on their ambitions at 25, and just waiting until 75 to go into the ground. That's not the life that I want for you. That's not the life that I'm guiding you toward. And I would feel terrible if after watching this video, this is the life that you left. Because my mission is for you to be successful, prosperous, walking proud of yourself and confident in who you are. And I will do my best, my absolute best, to deliver the knowledge that you need to do that. The only thing is, I need you to actually apply the knowledge. I can't apply the knowledge for you. I need you to take the lessons that I am giving you and actually apply them in your life, in your everyday life. So take one, I would ideally take all 5, and apply them in practice. Do the things that I talked to you about, because I wish I had someone who was actually giving me the knowledge, the things that I'm giving to you. I didn't have nobody. I had like bits and pieces, but I had to collect it all and put it into a system that actually works. There is always a challenge in these videos, because I want you to take action. I want you to actually do something about it. The challenge is, look at yourself right now. When you stop watching this video, take a piece of paper and think about which trap you are falling into. Are you sacrificing tomorrow for today? Are you not learning anything new? Are you playing it safe? Are you listening to other people? Or worst of all, are you giving up? I want you to write that thing, and then I will under that thing, you write, the trap I'm falling into is, bam. And under that thing, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to change my trajectory, to get out of this trap? And I promise you, the idea will come to you. Your brain will tell you what you can do. Now, don't let your ego get involved. It has to be small. When you think it's too easy, that's when it's actually realistic. So pick something that's too easy. Pick something that's realistic, and let's change your life. Let's change the trajectory. Let's build those dreams you keep thinking about that are burning inside you. Subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.